We got the 2019 Chevy Equinox. We're gonna do the rear rotors and pads. You can see they're already shot. Hopefully it doesn't have the motorized caliper in the back. I haven't done a 2020 Equinox yet as far as brake removal in the rear, but let's check it out. We got the parts. We're about to jack it up, break the wheels free, and then we'll go from there. Let's see. I like to jack both up at the same time, but it doesn't look like there's much room to hit it. So, alright. Guess we'll do one at a time. So, let's figure it out. Dang, guys, just my luck. Just like the Hondas. You need to retract the piston. So, I guess we'll be using a little battery trick. Burr, burr. Okay, so there's the electric caliper. 18 millimeter. I'm using a breaker bar, ratcheting style, and I'm just getting them out through the back. The other one is down there in that little pocket, and we should be able to get it. There's enough room. There's enough room for my breaker bar to fit. It's hidden in the front though, so as long as we can turn it, we should be able to get it. But alright, let's finish taking them out. I'm gonna take out the bracket, swap the brake pads, clean the hardware. We're gonna pop this rotor, and then we'll move on to this motorized caliper. So pretty much you disconnect it, you plug up your positive and negative, either direction. We want to see it spin one time after it retracts. If you see the caliper coming out, swap the cables. You don't want to see the caliper come out. You just want to hear the motor retracting on the inside, and then it's going to spin a little bit and just stop, and then you can use your tool to push it in. And on the rotor you got this little bolt right here. It's a start pattern. It's T30. Take that out, and if it strips on you and you can't get it out, just use a drill bit and drill it out. These things are kind of useless. It just holds the caliper in place, or the rotor in place. Alright guys, for that bottom one, the bracket bolt, I had to use an extension, and then I'm going behind the little shock, between the shock and the spring. I'm going to break it loose right there. Oh man, after you break that bottom loose, that bottom bolt loose from back here, you can come and use your 3/8 ratchet, and there's enough room for you to get it from this side. But I don't know why it's so freaking tight. It's so hard to get this out. Like the bolt just feels like it's tight all the way. I got a little bit more to go. It's finally getting towards the end, but man, it felt so tight. I really had to crank down on it. Oh, crazy. Alright, here it comes. Man, it was so tight. With my little weak impact, it might go out. It wouldn't do nothing, but there's that first bolt. Man, it was so tight on there. Alright, now let's get this top one. This top one's easy. And then we'll swap our rotor to our pads, and we'll deal with this electric caliper. That's crazy how hard it was to get these out. There's something in it. I don't know if it's dried up anti-seize or thread locker, but damn, it was hard to get this shit out. But once you get that bracket off, there it is. Your rotor just comes out like that. Look how bad this one was. Look at that. Horrible. Alright, we're gonna get some of this rust off. I'm gonna use my wire wheel, clean some of this rust off. Put it with my brake cleaner and put some anti-seize on this so that the next rotors don't stick. And then we're gonna put the new rotors, the bracket, and then we'll do our trick with this electric motor. Alright guys. Did put some type of thread locker. I don't know if you guys can see, but you see that? It's super hard. It's really hard to get off. Why would you guys put thread locker on these bolts? They're huge. Yeah, I don't know why they would put thread locker on them. Alright guys, got our rear bolts. Gonna drop the pads, and then we're gonna deal with the caliper. Those bolts, man, are so annoying. Or put that Loctite on them. Not necessary. It's bad enough they go through the bracket like half an inch. Ain't no way those things are gonna back out on their own. Alright guys, we disconnected the motor here, and then we're just gonna touch our negative and our positive to each one of these. I have my cables ran to a battery, and like I said, you're gonna hear the motor engage. While it's engaging, if the piston is turning out, you need to stop and reverse the contacts. You just want to hear the motor spinning. You don't want to see the piston pushing out. And then once you're all the way to the back, the piston is going to want to spin. So that's when you stop it, and then use your caliper press to press it back. I would show you, but I only got one hand, and I need both of my hands. I don't know if you can see, maybe set you up right there. I'm going to make a little circle on these wires so it goes straight into the contact, because I don't want to touch them. Just like that. Make sure you don't touch wires. Alright, now that the motor's all retracted, you can use your tool, and it'll let you push the piston, and just make sure your rubber pieces are not pinched. But now you can push your piston in. Alright, it's all the way back. Now we can put our pads. Our caliper bolted all down. And it's going to be the opposite direction on the other side. So you're going to just watch the piston. If you need some help, get somebody to help you, but you're going to hear the motor running, but you do not want to see the piston coming up, and you only want to keep holding it down until it spins or tries to spin one time, and then that's it, you stop. You're pretty much retracting the electric motor. So this one's ready. Now we can do the other side. Alright, now that the motor's all retracted, you can use your tool, and it'll let you push the piston, and just make sure your rubber pieces are not pinched. But now you can push your piston in. Alright, it's all the way back. Now we can put our pads. Our caliper bolted all down. And it's going to be the opposite direction on the other side. So you're going to just watch the piston. If you need some help, get somebody to help you, but you're going to hear the motor running, but you do not want to see the piston coming up, and you only want to keep holding it down until it spins or tries to spin one time, and then that's it, you stop. You're pretty much retracting the electric motor. So this one's ready. Now we can do the other side. Alright, we're done with the other side. Moving on to this side here. Let's get it done. Alright, for this one, guys, I think I'm going to try to retract the caliper first. And then I'm just going to push it back before I even remove it. And then I don't have to do it while it's off. I mean, I guess it's the same thing, but I'm going to see if I could do it while it's on. And that's it. That works. If that worked, oh, you guys were upside down. If that worked, then that means I could, yep, look at that. So pretty much was able to retract my caliper before taking it off. But yeah, that's how you do it, guys. You're gonna have to figure it out, one or the other. I don't recall which way I hooked them up. Negative on the passenger side, negative on the left, positive on the right. That's to retract it. Alright, let's get the caliper off. Let's get the rotor off, and let's finish this off. And if you're having issues taking this thing off, you just gotta hold your wheel in place. Best way to do it is if you hold the brakes down, but if you did what I did and already retracted the piston, then you just gotta hold the studs in place with either a little breaker bar, or like I did, I just put my breaker bar on the ground up against the flat part, not on the threads, and then I just hit it really hard and fast. Look, it's all rusty, and if you have a little impact, even better. But alright, so I do that. Let's get this off. Then we're gonna get the caliper and then the bracket. We're gonna replace everything. Alright, guys, and for the passenger side, the bracket bolts, I got my top one from this side with my ratcheting breaker bar, and then the lower one, I got it from down here with an extension and a short socket 18. This one doesn't feel as tight as the other one, but alright, we're gonna get those out. But before I get them all the way out, I'm just gonna get this caliper out, 213s. Alright, guys, I got this lower one off. Man, this one was on here tight too. Look at that. What would you guys put thread locker in these mugs? I wonder if it came like that from factory, or if it was the last person that did the brakes. But what the F? Jeez, guy. Whoever did these last, it's not that serious. Alright, last one. Get the last one out. Switching over to my 3/8 ratchet. Look how tight it is. Man, bro. No need for that thread locker. Why? Look at that. Look at the thread locker right there. Why? Why would you do that? Alright, let's wrestle. Get this last bolt out. Our piston's already in. Jeez. Seriously, dude. Alright, I'm gonna let you go. I need both hands. Alright, we got this last one out. But I really H your ass, whoever did this. Look at that. Who put thread locker on these? You are a piece of you know what. And if it comes from factory like that, you guys are a piece of you know what. Ain't no need for that shit. Ain't no need for it. What's the point of having thread locker on there? They're not gonna go anywhere. Jeez. Look at these rotors. Man. Do they look original? Look at this. Man, what type of quality parts is this? I can already hear these bearings. Probably original parts. All these new cars, so much money, and they make them like dog, you know what? They don't even last. Look at my little CRV. You see my little CRV sitting right there? 20 years old, still running strong. Alright, let's get these parts on and get this over with. Alright guys, got anti-seize on our little bolt for the caliper here. We got anti-seize on the bracket bolts. We cleaned out that thread locker. Some of you guys be petty. Some of you guys who work on cars be petty, because there's no need for that, and it was the heavy one. Alright, so now we got our new hardware, everything greased up. We can put our bracket back in. Our piston's already pushed back. We're gonna get our pads in there, bolt everything up, and then we're gonna do the reset procedure for the electric calipers back here. So alright, let's bolt this back up same way we took it out from under here, and we'll do our pads and then our caliper bolts, wheel, and we're done. Alright, let's finish up, guys. Alright guys, we're all set. Pads are in. Put the caliper in. It's a little hard to do everything with one hand, guys, so bear with me. Alright, pads are in, new rotors in. Now we can do our caliper bolts. After that, we're gonna connect our caliper. Don't forget the locking tab. Just pop it in like you took it out, and this little tab just goes right in, locks like that. Alright, it's a little harder to do everything with one hand, like I said, but I guess we'll try so you guys could see. yeah, I don't understand why they put thread locker on those brake, on the caliper bracket for those bolts. What's this little Equinox gonna do? There's no way that bolt is backing out. Alright, but this is the last thing. Just gonna tighten those, put our wheel on, and then I'll show you guys what I have been doing, which I saw somebody do it on their video when I first came across these type of brakes. And as long as you keep your hand steady and not touch or the contacts, don't cross the contacts, don't want to damage this motor. This is just as easy as doing regular brakes. It does take you a little bit longer because you got to deal with this motor, but essentially everything else is the same, except unless you have that expensive scanner to retract the motor here, you got to do it the manual way. And some cars actually have a setting where you can just go into like brake repair mode or something, and it retracts it so you can just do the work regular. I tried looking on the settings to see if there was an option for the brakes, and there wasn't, so I had to do this. But as far as difficulty, it's just the same as regular brakes and rotors, except like I said, you gotta deal with this electric motor now, and I guess that's what they're gonna do in all the cars eventually, which is kind of dumb, but they don't want us working on our own cars. So, but we'll keep finding hacks. So that's your hack there. Alright, let's get it done. Let's put our wheel on. Let's bolt these up. And then that's it, guys. That's how you do your rear pads and rotors on a 2020 Equinox.
So I was looking for.
Here's the trick that I saw the guy doing. Just engage. You hear your calipers going, and disengage. And you do that like 2-3 times. Just press your brakes a couple of times. But yeah, that's the trick. You engage, disengage your parking brake. So you reset it. Alright guys, we're done. It only took us 2 hours messing with that electric caliper. Well, I guess also because of those bolts. Oh, they were so tight, like beyond excessive. Like, there's no way they should have been that tight. There's no way that big bolt is gonna back out. So don't put a thread locker on your caliper bracket bolts. I don't see the point. But it's done. It's done. That's how you do it. Alright guys, if you can do regular brakes, just keep your hand steady when you're touching those contacts on that motor, and as soon as you touch it and it's pushing the piston out, the piston will start moving. When you're on the right spot, you're just gonna hear the motor, but you ain't gonna see the piston move at all until the motor finishes retracting all the way. Then the piston's gonna start moving and stop right there. Finish it off with your tool.